Welcome to the Shelf Learner, educating myself with the books from my shelf. Welcome to the Shelf Learner, educating myself with the books from my shelf. In this video, I'd like to talk about syntopical reading. I recently read the book, How to Read a Book, by Mortimer J. Adler and Charles Van Doren. And they talk about the fourth level of reading, which is supposedly the most difficult. It's syntopical reading. In this video, I'd like to briefly define what it is, give you an analogy, and give you a couple words of caution when you approach this. Syntopical reading is simply reading two or more books on the same topic to be able to answer some of the questions you have pertaining to that topic. An analogy is just imagine that you're a moderator and you're able to select your own panel of having at least two or more panelists who are experts in the field. And to make it interesting, you want to have two panelists that have opposing views and maybe a third one that's somewhere in the middle. As a moderator in the audience, you ask questions, you facilitate the discussion to find out their perspectives and whether you agree or disagree. And what's really exciting is that during this whole process, you think through it critically and you may come up with a viewpoint that transcends all three of your panelists. A word of caution, one of the reasons why this is the fourth level, some people feel it's the most intimidating because it requires work. But so does searching for treasure. It's an exciting adventure, but when you dig and dig, sometimes you strike gold. And the same applies for syntopical reading. When you dig in those books in search of the answers for the questions you have, you strike gold. Second word of caution is that it also requires courage. Some people say that ignorance is bliss. So if you don't want to be challenged in your way of thinking, then this is not for you. This is for the strong, courageous-hearted who are willing to set aside their biases for the truth. There's been many times that I've approached syntopical reading and it changed my viewpoint because I realized that my way of thinking was incorrect when I weighed the facts. So just to conclude this, syntopical reading is reading two or more books on the same subject. It's a lot like being your own moderator and selecting your expert panelist and facilitating discussions, asking questions to be able to get to the truth. It requires courage and hard work, but it's definitely worth it. I highly recommend that you refer to the book, How to Read a Book by Mortimer J. Adler. And of course, make it a great day.